Yesterday was one of those great 2 points, but my God, that was ugly. Today, oh boy, that was satisfying. A 5-2 win at Scotiabank Arena for the Toronto Maple Leafs over the red-hot Vancouver Canucks. They end the Canucks' 5-game win streak and the Canucks' point streak that had been 9 consecutive. They were 8-0-1 in their last 9 games going into play today, and the Leafs hand them their first regulation loss in 9 games. And the Leafs, for the first time this year, allow less than 4 goals at home. Thank God. Get that thing over with, especially now that they're headed to Sweden. It was a great game for the Leafs. They showed effort, they showed spunk, they showed snot, they showed fight. And I hate the instigating rules. It's such a pain, man. We always hear about how this team doesn't have the snot. They don't have the fight. They don't stand up for one another. No, the Domi one, that was a little excessive to me, right? Big hit, don't get me wrong, but then right away, gloves go off and he kind of grabs Ian Cole. The Gio one, I hated that. I absolutely hated that, and we'll get to all that in a second here, okay? First period. Actually, let's talk about it. David Kampf coming up the middle of the ice gets absolutely blasted by Dakota Joshua, former Leafs prospect. And Gio skates up to him, right? Gives him a little whack, or maybe grabs him. I don't know what happened. They end up going face-to-face, and Joshua and Gio both drop the gloves at the same time. And Gio's landing some punch. 40-year-old Gio is handling his own there. And then Joshua's up against the boards, and you see the referees coming in closer to kind of break it up, and he's yelling, no, 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 to Dakota Joshua is. So he wants this thing to continue. So the fight continues, and then eventually it ends. Gio gets an instigator penalty. It baffles me. David Kampf's got blood on his face underneath his eye. And Gio stands up for him. It's not like Joshua didn't want to fight. He was ready for it. He dropped the gloves. Hell, he didn't even want the refs to interfere in the fight. Yet you get a 2-minute minor. Whatever. Like, what are you supposed to do? Whack the guy and say, hey, don't do it again. Because then we'll hear that on social media for the next week about how the Leafs don't have the toughness. But whatever. It is what it is. Love what Gio did. Unfortunately, it leads to a JT Miller power play goal, and you're down 1-0. But then, 3 minutes after that, the Leafs get some offensive possession, and man, oh man, was it beautiful. It may not have been the sexiest goal, but who gives a damn? Because Bertuzzi comes across the blue line, tries to toss it through the middle to Yarncrook, who centers it, but it goes off the defender. I got it in front of me here. Bert sends it to Domi. Makes the initial stop as Demko, but it goes to the side of the net to Bertuzzi. Now, Demko's already out of the net a bit, so Bertuzzi had to backhand it off his back, trying to get it to go in. And initially it doesn't. It goes off the skate of the defender, but Matthew Knies is crashing the net, and he buries it. Knies got yet another goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs right as the play expires. The power play expires, excuse me. So technically it's not a power play goal, but it led to it in the dying seconds of it. So Knies has his 4th of the year. Bert's got his 2nd assist of the season. And Domi, yet again, has another assist for the Buds. And the Leafs have tied the game at 1 at 8:37. All right, great stuff. Later in the period, Robertson gets blown up by Ian Cole. And then right away, Domi jumps in and kind of just hanging on for dear life. Because Domi ain't the biggest dude out there. Now he's throwing some punches on him. You love the emotion, the grease to it. The snot, as they've called it a lot this year. You love it. Love the energy. But he gets an instigator as well. And I will preface this. Any Canuck fans or any fans saying, well, yeah, they're instigator penalties. So do you remember in the playoffs last year when Stamkos grabs Matthews and starts feeding him with punches? And then Matthews has to try and defend himself? Where was the instigator there? There was none given. Well, it's playoff hockey. Yeah, bite me. It's an instigator, it's not. And that one was blatantly obvious. There was nothing to the play. Everyone's kind of chilling, and then he just grabs him and starts feeding him. So, if we're going to call everything an instigator, then do it. But if not, leave it. Let the grown men do what they do. If you're going to blow somebody up, you got to be ready for it. That's all I got to say. That's an old-time type, because I was around for the Colton Orr, Fraser McLaren stuff. I love those guys. I miss them dearly. But maybe obviously that's out of the game, but whatever. And then Suter scores on that power play. So both of their goals today were on instigator penalties. Those were their 2 power play goals they scored today. And you're down 2-1 after the first period. Shots on goal were 12-4 in favor of Vancouver, but I didn't think the Leafs played a horrific period. It was kind of a weird thought. And then we go to the second period, and the Leafs start going. All right? Now, puck comes to the front of the net. It's JT who tries to backhand it on the net, and it kind of gets flubbed a little bit, but Demko's down and out. And Nylander gets it and it's a sneaky play, right? Goes around the goaltender, but stays to the short side and just kind of feeds it in front. I think Tyler Myers is coming flying into the net, and he kind of I think it hits his knee, not Willie knee, hits Tyler Myers' knee, and goes into the back of the net. And the Leafs have tied the game at 2, and yet again, the Nylander point streak continues. 15 consecutive for him. JT and Bertuzzi. So Bertuzzi got a 2 assist night, and the Leafs have tied the game at 4:53 of the second period. And the Leafs were not done. You got Morgan Rielly crossing the blue line, across to Noah Gregor, and dude rips it, high glove, on Thatcher Demko, and the fourth line, without Ryan Reeves, has a goal, and the boys are in front. It is now 3-2 Leafs. Who got the points on that? Gregor from Bobby McMahon and Morgan Rielly at 14:22. And the Leafs head into the intermission with the lead 3-2, and shots on goal were 13-11 in favor of the Leafs in the period. You score them 2-0. You're in great shape, but still 20 minutes to play. They have some opportunities, but early on in the third period, my goodness, Nick Robertson yet again. They win a puck battle down low that third line. And I think Yarncroc causes the havoc. Let me just really quickly watch that again. Domi ties him up. Then Yarncroc pushes his guy, gets to Domi. He kind of pokes it to the front of that. Nick Robertson's coming right down Broadway, and he goes backhand cheese on Thatcher Demko. Robertson has a point in every game since being called back up. Domi has the lone assist. He's got a 3-assist night. That goal is at a 4:56 of the third period. And the Leafs they're up 2 now. They're up 4-2 in the game. But they weren't done. Right? Who is that? Is that Gregor behind the net? And gets it, spins and fires towards the cage. David Kamp's in front of that, and he pitched that thing, and no one was knocking it over. And he deflects it in past Demko, right between the pad and the post, for his first goal of the year, first goal in like 30-odd games. And the fourth line, without Ryan Reeves, has 2 goals on the game. Camp from Gregor and Bobby McMahon. Isn't it great when you have a fourth line that can do something? When we don't feel like you're playing shorthanded all the time with Reeves on the ice. They scored 2 goals today. That fourth line hasn't scored 2 goals all year. Gregor had 1, the first goal of the year against Montreal, and that was it. Camp hadn't scored, Reeves hadn't scored, and Gregor only had that 1. And they got 2 tonight, 1 from Camp and 1 from Noah Gregor. Adding Bobby McMahon instead of Ryan Reeves is night and day. It's incredible. Shots on goal in the third period were 10-5 in favor of Vancouver, 33-22 for the game. But overall, I thought the Leafs I think they played a good period. They played a good game. They got the fans involved early with the fights. They got the bench involved. They got the players. Everyone was dialed up, ready to go. I think they looked fantastic in the second and third period. And Ilya Samsonov. Look, there were times where he was swimming. But overall, I thought this was a low-stress game from his standpoint. And there was one instance, right? One instance for me that I looked at. And I'm like, okay, that's confidence to me. Where, I can't remember who it was. It was a very small play, right? It was just a kind of a backhand on the net from the short side, and it kind of stays at his pad. They get like 3 different whacks at it, trying to just poke it in past his post, and he did not budge. And they end up freezing the puck, and gets a face-off. But I like it. You wouldn't be flying around. Don't lose your stick. Don't try and freeze it. Don't, line your belt. No, cover the damn puck up. Hold your post. He did great there. This game and the Boston game were his best 2 games of the season. So can he build on it? We'll see moving forward. But for Ilya Samsonov, a very good step in the right direction for him. Key players? Well, Noah Gregor had a goal and an assist and a +2. David Kampf with a goal and a +2. Again, fourth liners. Matt Nyes had a goal and a +1. Willie Nylander a goal, +1. Robertson a goal, a +1. Max Domi, I did 3 apples. Anyways, 2 assists and a +2. Bobby McMahon, 2 assists and a +2. Every single player on that fourth line had a point, and every single guy was a +2. Beautiful. Bertuzzi, 2 assists and a +2. Awesome. Riley assists a +3. And John Tavares with an assist and a +1. The fellas got it done. I thought this was a fantastic way on a second night of a back-to-back after you played a crazy game yesterday. They went to a shootout, and you had a really good Vancouver team coming to town today. And after that crazy first period, you played an incredible second and third, and you win the hockey game. And you get goals from every single line. You had Nyes on the top line, albeit when he came on the ice, he was with Bertuzzi and whatnot, but he's a first-line player. You got a goal from Matt Nyes. You got a goal from William Nylander, and you got a goal from Nick Robertson, and you had 2 from your fourth line. Beautiful stuff. I didn't think Klingberg was horrific today. There were a few moments, let's be honest, every moment he touches the puck in his own zone, I'm freaking out, but it is what it is. I thought Jake McCabe looked good. I thought Gio, oh my God, Mark Giordano, have a game. Not only did he fight him, I thought he was laying the body, he was blocking shots, getting in front of passing lanes. I thought he did a phenomenal job today, did Gio. And special teams-wise, they obviously scored on their first 2 power plays, I believe, or maybe they had 2 for 3 to start. The Leafs killed off the last 3 power plays they had, and they looked really, really good doing it. Leafs didn't score on their 2 power plays. Unfortunate that your top guys, Marner and Matthews, very quiet. Matthews played only 16 minutes today. Marner played 18 minutes, and 1 shot for Mitch, 3 shots for Austin. And obviously Matt Nyes, where did he play today? Only 12, but he had a goal and was a +1 and had a couple penalty minutes. Only 2 shots on goal, so that top line a little quiet. But everybody else got it done, and it's fantastic to see some depth scoring on this team. It really, really is. Now, the next game oh, look at that. Edmonton's up 3-0. They desperately needed that. Anyways, the next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is on Friday. Yes, they have a long time off, and there are some weird starts coming up, Leaf fans. 2 p.m. on Friday. The Leafs are in Detroit. No, wrong. They are taking on the Detroit Red Wings, which is technically a road game, but they're in Sweden. They have 2 games in Sweden. They got to take on Detroit on Friday at 2, and then 8 a.m. on Sunday, they take on the Minnesota Wild. And then after that, on the Sunday, they don't play till that Friday, where they play it back-to-back in Chicago and in Pittsburgh. Weird sketch coming up for the Buds, but they have some long time off, and this game tonight was a perfect way to head into this stretch. You're feeling good, the flight's going to be happy, everyone's going to be flying high over the next little while because you've won a couple games in a row and your record's now 8-5-2 on the season. It's a little bit more respectable, and you seem to be figuring things out, at least in the forward core. D-core still needs work. Nikita Zadorov would be beautiful. We've heard those rumors the last 24 hours. Who knows? But again, proud of them for the game tonight. They desperately needed a solid 60 minutes, and you got the passion in the first. You had a great second period, and you got the early goal in the third, and then you did not let your foot off the gas pedal. It was just a great game overall for the Buds. They needed it, and they got it. All right? So you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the dub today, smack the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you've not done so already. And I'll talk to you guys Raptors edition on Monday as they're taking on the Washington Wizards at Scotiabank Arena, 7:30 tip-off there. And as for the Leafs, won't be talking to you guys till Friday as they are in Sweden taking on the Detroit Red Wings at 2 p.m. there. Look, it's going to be tricky. Time zone change, all this stuff. Find a way to get 2 points. That's all I really care about, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And, of course, this dub today. We'll talk to you guys then.